Welcome to Tea Talks, where young adult stories and church experience comes together into a beautiful blend of insight to inspire us. So, grab a cup, sit down, relax, and enjoy as we spill the tea. Today I have here with me my great friend Vanessa, and we're gonna get to know her a little more and the life in the church as a young adult. Hi Vanessa.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. I'm actually very excited about this talk.
That is awesome. I know Vanessa a little, so I already know that she was not raised in a Christian church. And I wanted to ask you, how was this experience coming to the church?
Coming to the church as an adult.
Yes.
Well, it's been a journey. I would say it's taken a lot of unlearning and relearning. Just the things that I knew, the way that I was raised. I think it was challenging, but it's been beautiful to, learn and see life through a different lens, to transform my life basically, because it's been a whole new thing.
Yes. How did I don't know if this is the first Christian church you're at, but how was it the leadership in either this church or the church you were before, how did that impact your decision to be actively engaged in the church?
100%. Yeah. I feel like if it wasn't for how welcoming the church first was to me, to my family, how open they were, that's what's really kept me in the church. The fact that I was received with arms open wide, I was not really forced to change the way that I was, but I was welcomed and I was even handed the keys. Like when I first came into the church, they gave me the power to do things that I didn't feel qualified to do. And little by little, they kind of like guided me through. And I feel like that's the only reason why I'm today in the church, because I've been given that power, I've been given that trust, and I feel empowered in my learning journey. It doesn't matter if I make mistakes, but people are there to mentor me and to lead me, to guide me through the whole journey.
This is so refreshing to hear, because a lot of times what I hear from young adults, and at the conversation, everything we're doing, it's we're going through this book. It's called Growing Young, and in this book they talk about the importance of key chain leadership. And you actually said that they gave you the key.
They did.
So it's so beautiful to hear stories where it shows that the research that they did, it's actually reality. Because when the older generation trusts the younger generation to lead, it makes a huge difference. So I'm actually really encouraged to hear that was your experience. That unfortunately, it's not always the case, How about your spiritual life? How do you feel that this involvement in the church had brought you closer to Jesus?
I would say it can be challenging. It can be challenging to have so many questions, especially when my spiritual journey happened at the same time as I was being challenged to lead, because they gave me the keys so early on. I often felt like, well, how do I even do this? Like, how do I even open the doors and start doing the same with other people if I don't know how to do it? However, having the people available there and willing to help has made it all way better, because for me it was like, okay, I'm scared to do this, but let me ask. And then there was people along the way always there for me, always willing to lead me and to tell me, hey, it's okay to make mistakes, but I'm gonna teach you how to do it. So my spiritual journey has been good. I would say it's ups and downs. There's always things like when I first came into the church, I was always, let's say, kind of like looking at the people that had grown in the church, and I was just questioning what would have been my life, where would I be if I would have been raised in the church. I would know more, I would be doing other things, I wouldn't be so scared, I wouldn't have so many questions. But at the same time, I have learned to value the journey that I've been through, and just to be thankful that even no matter how old I am in the journey already, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how old you are, but as long as you're growing and looking to, just learn more about God and just spend time with Him, all the questions are gonna be answered, and He's just gonna enable you to do the things that He wants you to do for Him.
Absolutely, and I love that you said that you question how would be your life if you had been raised in a church. That is actually a question that I always had, because I also came to the church much older as an adult, and that was one of the things that really, I was like, how is it to be raised in the church, you know? But I love that you recognize that God wired you the way that you are, and everybody's journey is differently. Now, for our next question, I was looking at, a lot of people have this idea that young people they don't care for Jesus, or they don't care for the church. What is your perspective of this idea that the young people are really not caring about the church or Jesus?
I think young people care more than we think. They're just not given the space sometimes to talk about it, or they're looked through the wrong lenses. I feel like there are so many things going on in the church that for people that have grown up in the church, it's pushing them away, kind of. But they do want to be involved with the church, but sometimes they don't know how to knock. They don't know how to make those spaces, and I feel like it's within us to make those spaces and to sit down with them and to open those conversations with them. I have seen a lot of progress in the church today, where more and more these spaces are being opened. Not in all the cases, but there are some spaces, and there are a lot of youth people coming back to the church.
Yes,
I will say that.
I agree with you. It's a misconception. A lot of times, yes, young people they have so much going on in their lives that God and church is really not the number one in their priority list. But when we have a welcoming atmosphere, when we open spaces and give them the keys, sometimes they're more interested, right? When we help them out. How important it is to you that the church that you belong to take the message of Jesus seriously?
Very important. At first, we're all cool and good with the wishy-washy message, the good, the encouraging message, the beautiful part of the gospel. We all like that when we first come in, but at some point when we start growing in the spirituality, when we start walking with Jesus for some time, then we want more. We don't need any more milk. We need, meat to actually start chewing on. And sometimes that's where churches fail, because they stay in the shallow, let's say. And so I value very much the fact that the church that I'm part of, they take the time to talk about the things that really matter, to go deep, to study, to go through the hard topics, and to put out the message of Jesus, and to just share it with everybody, to share the truth and not just the shallow and the easy things to talk about.
Not only in theory, but also in practice, right? Like not only saying that we believe in Jesus, but doing the things that Jesus tells us to do, right? It's so amazing. How do you envision yourself, both like now or in the future, continue the legacy of sharing God's message with others?
That's a good question, especially in this season. I have so many dreams. I feel like God has brought me so far, especially doing an inner work. Him and me, it's been in the solitude, in the privacy. But right now, I feel empowered to go out and start mentoring people that are younger. I feel like God is calling me to go out there and reach out those people that want to come to the church, that have questions. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That's the way that I envision myself, probably opening small groups and little Bible studies with people that are interested in knowing more.
I see that you even get emotional when we're talking about this, and I love that because I know your heart, that's what you want to do. Now, my question as a leader, how do you see the church helping you with that?
The church, I think the church plays a big role on this, in the sense that they need to have resources available. I feel like sometimes, yes, I want to give out Bible studies, but who's gonna teach me how to do it? I may have the desire and the heart to do it, but I also am gonna have questions along the way. So I feel like the church has to be that resource that we go to, that it's open to mentoring those who are gonna mentor the next generation.
I love it. I love it. And this is exactly why we are opening this space. First of all, we want to hear from you guys. And then we wanted to be able to, take your hands, walk with you. Your dream is to be able to pass on the message. We want to be able to help you through that. Vanessa, it was so wonderful talking to you.
Yes.
I'm so happy you accepted to be part of this video series.
Yes, thanks for the invitation.
We wanted to be here for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining Tea Talks. I want to ask you to keep stirring up the conversation. Embrace the beautiful and the messiness of life. And until next time.